Hello everyone and welcome back to wreckfest. Today we're hopping right into it. Haven't filmed wreckfest in a while, but I decided today just revisit it, just get out the school bus and show you what it can do. And as we go into turn 1, we nearly flip and crush the car on the outside of us. Now the bus doesn't have much when it comes to acceleration or top speed, or even turning capabilities. As we see here, I've completely flipped the bus. Miss Frizzle would not be happy at all, but what this bus does have is just pure raw momentum. It's like a driving brick as this little beetle tries to challenge us by pushing us off the track, but I completely kill it and end up flipping myself instead. And as you can see, this bus is good in some scenarios, but not all, but it just packs a punch if you know how to use it correctly. And if you know how to use it correctly, you can pretty much never spin out. As you see, the car just drives right off the track to avoid us, as it is too scared to even challenge us. And we can simply push people to the outside line and they can do nothing about it, as we are the supreme vehicle here as a car goes flying off to the inside. Now notice, we may have not won the race, but we have proved our point that if you mess with us, we will simply annihilate you, and there is nothing you can do about it. But we do have about half a lap left to go, so let's make it interesting, as this yellow beetle again decides to try to challenge me, and I still don't understand how it can even move me an inch to the side when it's about the size of a small child compared to me. But we do come home in P19 out of 24, which isn't that bad since we're driving a bus. And now on to race 2. This will be a little bit more tricky. We do have a few jumps here and there and two slightly tight hairpins, if you can consider them that. As we come down to the first hairpin, we slide the bus in, just going around the outside if we can, but everyone just seems to forgot they went to driving school and just went high and low at the same time, as they're all killing each other. And again, as said in the last race, we really don't have top speed, so we're getting a little bit of a bump draft from the car behind. But again, what we do have is pure just weight, as nothing can really make us move. As I say that, I get pinned to the wall by a 3-car team. I hope the devs, well, not the devs, the stewards were watching that, as we completely annihilate the car next to us, flipping it up on the inside and the outside. And I think that's him out of the race this time, as he literally goes over our heads. And we almost get pit maneuvered by a car on the inside, and another car in front of us tries to go for the latest and earliest attack at the same time I've ever seen. And somehow through all of that, we are P17 out of 24, and we're still in this race as we completely annihilate the poor car that was in our way. There is no slowing this bus down at all, as another car tries to challenge us by poking us on the inside. But of course, once I catch up to them with this nice bump draft, we will teach them a very good lesson they should learn in school, which is you do not mess with the bus, as we completely annihilate another poor car that was in our way and that could do basically nothing about it. As the Mini gets lucky that we didn't take half its health on that impact, but it somehow does outdrag us straight into a Jeep that was, I think. And there's another car trying to pit maneuver us for some reason, as we hit a car too hard. And we just cause an accident every single turn we are in. We were on 2 wheels there. We're on about 3 wheels. The top 2 wheels were barely touching the ground there. But after all of that, we've only lost about 9 health, while everyone here is on life support. And we're still doing pretty much fine here. And also through all of that, we've made it up to P9 out of 24, which is just amazing. We're in the points theoretically, as we do stall the bus a little. We've taken a lot of damage to our left side from all the pure punting people have done just to try to get us off the track. And we can see a few dead bodies of cars on the track. Just try to avoid them, make the most of it as we can, as we just rear-ender that poor Mustang straight into the barrier. And somehow through all of that, we haven't lost more than 10 health. We've barely even lost 10 health, we're at 9. And I'm pretty sure at least half of the field is on the side of the road dead right now, thanks to me. And as we go into our final lap, there seems to be another dead body just floating in the wind. And that was a pretty easy race. There wasn't much of a challenge here. Just a challenge for the AI to keep up with me with all that punting as the Mustang sends it to take over. And I unfortunately do catch some air and fly onto the side, but they both die in a collision in front of me. And now it's just a straight lane to victory. They're coming home P4 out of 24. We may get challenged on the last turn though, as there is a car behind me, but I think we're safe to go as we come home in P4. Easy race for the school bus. This car, well, what do you class this as? Bus? This bus is broken basically. And now we are on to our final race here. This is basically a Hot Wheels track in this game. As you can see, about 4 giant turns, a few big jumps here and there. It's pretty much just an amazing circuit if you just want destruction. As we almost get pushed off by this small car, and it absolutely dies when it goes over that jump. Now for turn 1, I decided to go to the right. A few people went left. May they have mercy on their soul that I'm going on the outside and not the inside to take them all out. As there's a big car crash in front of me, but there's nothing I can really do about it. I'm a 22,000 ton bus. I can't really stop on a dime. And if I do hit someone in the air, I'm pretty sure they are dead. As 2 cars go flying over me, I nearly run one over. And then I get somehow stopped by this little Crown Vic in front of me. I'm not sure if the game physics are exactly real, as I don't think a Crown's, what is it? I forgot the name of the car, but I don't think that car would be able to stop me completely like it did. But we're just going to have to build up our momentum again as we kind of do a little wall ride, not too high though. But we unfortunately do clip the end, and that seemed to save someone else from a car crash that was going into me. And hopefully we don't hit anyone on the jump, as I still do need my front 2 wheels. And through all of that, we are somehow P3 of 24. We are somehow we haven't even lost 10 health yet in this race. And a good chunk of the field is already over 50% damage as we kill a poor soul there. And another 2 going down. Now unfortunately we couldn't take the big jump, so we're just going to have to go under. And we get a little bit of a bump boost as a car in front of us actually dies again. It seems that me and this huge jump with the ring of death and fire seem to be killing most of the people here. But that's okay. As long as we can come home in P1, I think it will have been worth it to bring an entire bus to what is essentially a Hot Wheels race. I wonder if Hot Wheels do make buses. That'd be an interesting thing to check out. But as we go back up to this jump, hopefully we can take it this time without anyone hitting us. As I say that, someone gives us a decent bump draft, which should help us a little bit to go over. We just look behind, and there's someone corpse on the side of the road, and someone nearly dies here. As another person nearly dies, scraping the side of my bus here. Now, I think we can bring this home to a top 5. Maybe even a P2 if I don't stop killing people. And I don't know how this car beside me is still alive after taking a full head-on collision with the bus. But that's a story for another day on how he did that. And from what I'm getting, at least a good 95% of the field is dead on the side of the road. And about the 5% that is still alive is either barely moving or is about to get run over by me. So that's good. I can pretty much come home for the P1 if I'm just fast enough. And let's just see, just going to check on this side of the road for any dead bodies. I see 2 people coming and I completely annihilate one of them. The other one seems to have escaped with about 1 health somehow. I'm not sure how he even got past that. And that collision was actually enough to get me down to 64. Now 62. I've completely killed a good chunk of the field. And I know all the other races around me are pretty much going to try to avoid me as much as they can. And we have about 1.5 laps left to go. We're just going to try to hopefully kill the final people, bring it home an easy win. Now hopefully we catch someone through the jump. But it seems that we may or may not be the only person left alive. I've seen 1 person, well now 2. Now back to 1 as I completely annihilated the other one. But from what I see, I don't really see anyone here besides one other person on the loop, and I am P1, which probably means that the rest of the field may or may not be dead, as we do have a few struggles with the bus now after killing everyone around me. We are about 52 health with some engine problems and steering problems. But we are on our final victory lap as the other guy in this race that's somehow still alive runs past us through the air, barely clipping us. But this is just our victory lap here, just send it around the corner smoothly as I can. Just use gravity and momentum perfectly for the Magic School Bus. And that's a pretty good race. If I do say myself, this bus is pretty OP. That's probably why you can't use it online anymore, I think, as the car under me escapes death again somehow. But I could imagine if you use this car online, it would be a horrible experience for anyone that was not also in it. But again, we came home for the P1. It only took us the cost of taking out the entire field, but that's pretty cheap. And anyways, as we come home with the P1, I'd just like to thank everyone for watching, and sorry for not uploading for a little bit of time. School's starting back up, so I got to do that. But thank you for watching, and goodbye.